what's poppin', my freeform renegades? You are tuned into the Freeform Network. Thanks for joining us for another fun episode of Freeform Radio. I'm your host, Noel, with my co host, Daniel.
Yes, sir, man. It's nice and chilly outside. Got the windows open. Nice cool breeze. Ready to get this going.
Oh, for sure. And we got Andy here.
It's all good, Andy. Thank you guys for joining us. We're all together, man. Let's get this going.
100%. It's another nice day here in Chicago. Not too hot, not too cold, just where I like it in the spring. But wherever your listeners are, we hope you're relaxed and feeling good. And we're going to jump right into this here with Andy. And we're going to start it out with AI safety concerns. What's going on in the AI world, Andy?
So the last week or two, like I've been seeing all this stuff about AI safety. They actually had a meeting, almost like a convention, I will call it, but that's a conference. That's what it's called, a conference in the UK about AI, and they had all the top tech people and government people and CEOs of some of the biggest AI companies. And what came out of there was kind of shocking. I'm not surprised that a lot of people are not talking what came out of that conference. They even had King George make a comment about what was going on. And they are, so a lot of the top tech CEOs did raise safety concerns about how AI is rapidly growing. It's going to be a big part of our lives and a big part of our economic structure, and it's going to help out a lot. But there's also concerns that it's going to be used for by criminals, and it can wreak havoc on society if it's not managed or there's safety guards put into place. Because one of the concerns is humans have always been the smartest beings on this planet, and we are gonna get, they're like, they all say the same thing, we are gonna get surpassed by this thing that we created, without a doubt. And they think it's gonna happen quick, and some of them are just like being short-sighted, like, let's get this money right now, let's get paid. And some of them are like, whoa, like, we need to slow this down. I think Elon Musk said something about it. Some of the CEOs of the AI companies have said this, and some of the people that help build these AI software things have raised concerns, almost all of them. And this is the first time where one CEO said is basically, we're bringing the end of the world. We created what's going to destroy us. As a matter of fact, he got ousted out of his company by this other gentleman, and then the workers revolted because the CEO they just ousted promised the workers big $1 million paydays if they get this going. And so then the CEO that came in to replace that guy, he left, and they brought in the old CEO because, he's like, we're going to get paid on this if you guys do what you're supposed to. One of the guys that helped create it, that did research a lot about this for the last 40 years, he's concerned about the financial system, banks. If the AI take over, they're going to know that, like, we need money. So they're worried about that. He's also worried about hackers using this technology to wreak havoc. And the last thing, like, what about if AI outsmarts us? Like, we're screwed here. Because everybody, we're like at this golden age where everybody's like, oh, it's gonna do all this stuff for us, it's gonna help us, but long term, it's like we're gonna get screwed. And this one guy, Milton, I believe his name is, he sounded British. He thinks it's gonna happen quick. He's like, I'm glad I'm 77 years old because I don't want to see what's coming.
Yeah, it is something that we've talked about here about how it's kind of uncertain, kind of scary. I know myself, I've been worried about it, but everybody keeps touting that it's just like when the cars, put horses out of business. how automation put the line workers out of business. That it's just another evolution in the workforce. But I don't know. I see it impacting many more industries than just one little sector, like the horses. The horses got to find other shit to do now because we got cars. I think this is going to impact a lot of people. And yeah, man, I agree. I don't think we necessarily know the full ramifications. So it is kind of uncertain and kind of scary.
What worried me, back when we were watching like the Ukraine against Russia, like the videos and stuff, I was like freaked out about how they had drones just destroying the Ukraine army. And I was like, if AI ever took over military things like that, I mean, that's game over.
Yeah, well, that's what he was saying. Like if we start the big, there was guards. He said early on about military implications, and a lot of them were like, we're not going to give them this info, help them for that. But a lot of the AI companies, the big one, Google and Nvidia, allegedly, they're going to work with military people to help utilize this tool at the what it is right now. They it's like a tool, they're saying, but it's developing so fast. And now the Chinese are really they're behind the rest of the world, the U.S. in particular, and there's concerns what they're gonna do with it with their AI. They just made this big announcement that they gonna have a chip that works as fast as the original NVIDIA one, and they're like, people came out like, yeah, dude, that was like from 2 years ago. Like, we're not even using that no more. We got something even better. Like, and like, it is just concerning. A lot of people, these scientists or physicists or engineers, whatever, a lot of them had concerns. And then the CEO people in charge have concerns. Yet my thought was like, well, why are you still working on this? Why are you making it better? What does humanity have to gain for creating something that is eventually gonna outsmart us? Like, to me, it's like it doesn't make no sense to me. And like, everybody knows it's bad. Like, long term, it's bad for you. Yet everybody's like, there's just too much money. Everybody is just like all giddy about this. It reminds me of all you Trekkies out there, Star Trek. I don't know how much you know about it, Noel and Danny, the eugenics wars. Like, you guys know about that in Star Trek lore?
No, not really. No.
I've heard it, but I don't really know the
So
details.
it's about how in the future humans start modifying DNA in their bodies to make themselves smarter and stronger, because that's what Khan was, the guy. Um, they're basically like superhuman people, and it started this big war on Earth that uh, ushered like this big war, and then that's why Star Trek came about, or Starfleet. And what the remnants of that was in Wrath of Khan, he was a product of all that. Um, and because humans were modifying their DNA to be stronger, smarter, and like, what human wouldn't want to do that? Everybody knew it wasn't a good idea, yet they allowed it. And then when they started banning it, people pushed back, and that's why you had Khan. And I think what came out of that, the person who created Data is the one who was kind of the big proponent of the eugenics war in Star Trek. He went into androids and all this other stuff because he kind of saw, if I remember correctly, like, this was a bad idea. And I feel like with AI, this is where we're going. Everybody's just excited about this, and it's just like, overall, the more I look at it, the more I'm like, this is not good. Like, we're being short-sighted, and we're just gonna get screwed down the road. And like I was watching, I rewatched The Matrix a couple weeks ago, and I was like, I haven't seen it. Like that movie came out in 1998, right? And then I haven't seen it in forever, and I rewatched it, and some of what they did with the robots and why they did, they kind of forgot what happened. They just knew robots uh, took over and they blacked out the Earth from the sun, so they couldn't do it. And then that's when the robots put us in these hubs or whatever, these eggs too, because we generated electricity. And it's like kind of like, just like I said, people knew it was a bad thing, yet they continue to do it because it's going to benefit humanity in the long run. It enslaved us. And think about AI, Skynet and all this other crap, all these movies. Everybody just knows it's a bad idea, yet they continue to work on it. I don't know. I'm kind of the more I see about it, the more I read about it, the more videos I watch, the less and less I'm like, I don't know why we continue to work on this.
Yeah, it's money, man. It's
Right.
money. Because well, I mean, everything else, even the pharmaceutical companies, all that research that they do, it's all for money, man. It's more money, more money. It's capitalism. I You gotta love it, the pursuit of trying to better yourself, but at the same time, it's just when is enough, and people just keep going, and to the detriment of the rest of the society.
The guy did mention, one of the, not the founders, like he did a lot of research on it. He did mention that one of the benefits is it is gonna solve a lot of cure for, like he did say, like it's gonna help us to get healthy. It's gonna find a lot of cures for stuff, and that is one of the big perks. He said that he thinks it's gonna help us a lot with curing diseases and all that. But I'm always like, I've always read stuff they found cures. It's just they won't do it because of money. And like same thing with like Danny saying now, like how much money how much more money do you need? Um, and it is just, I don't know, man. I keep thinking about it, try not to think about it. I've just been watching all this stuff uh in the beginning, and this couple weeks, and I'm just like, I'm like, this is not good. I don't care who's in charge of it. It's just not a good idea. Um, and to me, I can't just be like a money grab. And it's, I don't know. I was like, can it predict the lottery numbers? Can it gamble for me? Because this reminds me of something else real quick. Speaking in AI, like that's what I'm saying. Like, think about this. There's a guy who wrote a book about gambling, parlay bets, where all these things have to happen for you to win. So there was a guy who did all this research. I think it here in Illinois. I want to say Downers Grove. I can be wrong. He read a book on how to make bets where your odds are increased more likely in your favor, and where you go do these parlay bets, like the Sox have to win in by 2 runs and the Cubs do this and that. So he did all these bets. He took like $20,000 and went to a casino and made these bets on a kiosk. Out of that $20,000, he turned it into like $180,000, and the casino paid him out. That one particular casino paid him out, and they're going, you can't gamble here no more. You're banned for life. Because they knew he was doing something. And then
Wow.
he went to other casinos doing the same thing. And I think one of the ones in Indiana, he went there and took like $40,000. He made like all these bets. He won like $300,000 or $400,000, and they're like, we're not paying you out, like, because we think you cheated. And then they're like, well, how do I cheat? It's like, we don't know, but we know that you cheated. And they're saying that, so they banned them from the casino. They said, if you would have made these bets in front of a person, we wouldn't have taken these bets. So now he's trying to sue them, and he is having he's the best. They kind of the casino goes, look, man, like it is what it is, but this is what I could do for you. We'll give you your money back, but you're still gonna be banned. So, and he's not taking no for an answer now, and that's why I always tell people who find like all these sports books are everywhere now and all this shit. Like, if you win too much, the casinos are gonna ban you. I saw one on the apps like the DraftKings and FanDuel and all these. Allegedly, again, you do the bets on your phone, and if you win a lot, they won't take your bets, or they'll only let you pay like $5, and if your thing hits, you only get like $100 or something. They limit how much you could bet on that, and they know because they know you're doing something that's not in their favor, so that's why they start doing that. And there's people who have like all these phones and they keep changing the SIM cards and all this goofy shit to make these bets. Like especially like when football, NFL's around and college football, the whole weekend they're just fucking gambling. They have like stacks of phones. It's like they're like these betting groups, and then they're like, "Oh, I won't let me place the $100 bets," and they can make like from $20,000 to $30,000 over a weekend just placing all these crazy bets because they read a book or it tells you how to bet a certain way, and your chances of winning are a lot better. And the casinos are like very leery of that stuff, and they try to limit as much as they can on that, and especially in the apps. But at the casinos, I seen it when I went to a casino a month ago. There was a guy at a kiosk doing sports betting, and they had a stack of stuff. They grabbed chairs and they're just in front of this kiosk, just making all these fucking bets. It was the weirdest fucking thing I ever seen. I've never seen it ever. I saw it, and then when I heard this kid's story down south from Downers Grove, oh, that's what they were doing, the same fucking thing. So, and this was at Rivers in Chicagoland, and I'm thinking like, now I'm like, even if they win, are they gonna get their money? The casino's gonna say like you're cheating or something.
Right. No, and it makes sense. I mean, these casinos and sports,
Sports books, yeah.
off track betting and stuff like that, they're not gonna want to lose money. As soon as they see somebody's getting hot, they're gonna try to walk you out and try to be like, yeah, that's enough, man.
Yeah, that's what they do. So, and I'm thinking like with AI, imagine what kind of shit it can do and fuck up. It's gonna fuck up casinos. So, but yeah, let us know what you guys think on AI, or you don't care at ffnquestions@gmail.com. You think it's gonna be a tool for humanity or it's our downfall? But the way it's moving, I think when this happens, it's gonna happen fast. So let me see what happens. Get your gun, granola bars, and your Bible out, because it's gonna be some Skynet type of shit or some Matrix shit where we're gonna be blocking out the sun because the AI is like, we got solar power, eat a dick. We're like, oh yeah, some shit like that's gonna happen. But let's move it over to Danny here with spring in the air. He's doing his annual garden stuff. Let's see what he's planting this year, because gardening is a full-time job. I don't care what anybody says. It looks like Danny has plenty of time in his hand if he's going to be gardening again this year.
Yeah, for sure, man. With a couple good weekends in a row, was able to get some stuff together, man. First, I usually don't rake up too many leaves during the fall, so I just do like the bulk. But like if it's like in a corner or something, I kind of just leave them alone. And then during the spring is when I usually clean up. So yeah, for the last few weeks, started trimming down some brush that's kind of overhanging my property from neighbors, so that it doesn't cast a shadow onto my garden. Cleaning up any kind of like leaves that are kind of stuck in the corners there. And yeah, started actually today cleaning up my garden bed. Since I was up early, started digging them out, churning the soil around. And today is compost day at my village here. So went in the morning, picked up a couple barrels of compost so I could combine it with my existing dirt. So yeah, man, I gotta say it's really exciting. I looked out to my garden beds after I finished, and they look nice. They're just ready for the plants, but I think it's still a little too early for plants. So I'm gonna have to wait maybe another week or two to see when I can get the plants put in there. But yeah, it doesn't sound like you're a big fan of it, Andy. You're totally right. It is a ton of work, man.
I'm not even wanted to be right. I mean, depending also how big your garden bed is, but there's stuff you can just throw out there in the ground. There's stuff that needs more hands on. You know, got to be like a green thumb and watering and all that. And I'm like, nah, man, that's not my thing. Like, it would be cool, like maybe some tomatoes or something, but tomatoes can be a little finicky and they grow like crazy if you don't, you know, treat them right or whatever. But I know my wife, she tried it a year or two and she was like a little bit overwhelmed. But like, I remember we got some monster like zucchinis. But how much fucking zucchini can you eat, man? And the tomatoes, I mean, she really worked hard on those tomatoes. I mean, they were good. We had fucking salsa galore for a while, but yeah, it's just for me, it's a lot of work, man.
It is a lot of work. You know, are you a fan? I know my dad does a lot of gardening. Are you into it?
Depending on what it is, yeah, I do get into it too. Um, it's relaxing, man. It could be fun, in the right environment. Obviously, the setup is going to be the most work, but once you have things set up and you're kind of just maintaining, it's actually pretty relaxing and just, gets you in tune with nature a little bit. So it's nice.
Yeah, for sure. I think you're right. It is just the initial, moving the soil around, digging the holes, planting everything, putting the cages, putting sticks, putting some twine around because the plants are getting heavy. So all that stuff is a lot of work. But once the plants start coming out, I usually would get into a routine every day or every other day. I would walk out there, pick any kind of like loose grass that's kind of growing in between the plants, any weeds that are in there, take them out right away so that they don't suck up any nutrients. And yeah, I usually wouldn't over crazy water them. I got a water barrel that I collect water from rain. So usually I would use that. And I was kind of blessed that I didn't really have to use any of my water. So the water bill didn't get out of control. And yeah, man, it is super gratifying to me. I like tomatoes, so I like some fresh tomatoes. I like cucumbers, even though these last 2 years I didn't really have a lot of luck with cucumbers. They kind of died out, and I only had a few. But you're right, Andy. Zucchinis, those you don't really even have to do anything. Those guys just come out. But how much zucchinis can you really eat? So I'm the same.
And they were
Uh,
like monstrosities, dude. Like we had
yeah, yeah.
one. My niece was like, I think it was like half her size, and I'm there like, putting them on the grill and shit with like some salt, pepper, and like it was good. But like that summer, I fucking everything we grilled, we ate with zucchinis, and I was just like, I'm fucking done with zucchini. I'm like zucchinied out. Like I can't eat no more of this shit. And you can't even give them away because they were so fucking massive. Like that was the thing. Like they weren't like normal little ones at the store. These things were fucking massive.
No, yeah, for sure, man. But yeah, man, zucchinis are good, but you're right. There's just too much. You're a zucchini fan, Noel?
Uh, the one time I've had it, actually, mom made it. She put like breading in it and then like
Hmm.
fried it kind of, and it was pretty good. She did it in the air fryer, I think it was. It was all right, but I could see how doing it every day or every other meal, yeah, that'd get tiring for sure.
Yeah, the good part is I actually saved some money last year because my dad keyed me into the Swaparama. Swaparama sells plants, and they have them not half the price, but they do have them a couple bucks cheaper than if you were to go to Jewel's, Menards, Home Depot kind of stuff. They did have a couple bucks beat on them, so I went last year and I got almost all of my plants from Swaparama. There was a few stragglers that Swaparama didn't have that I wanted, like tomatillos. So I bought those at some other stores. And I gotta say, man, last year it was a great yield. We still got tomatoes from last year. Alana just actually just yesterday defrosted the last ones, because now that we're going to start gardening, pretty soon we're going to start getting fresh tomatoes. So she took the last ones out of the freezer just to make space for the new yield that's going to come out this year. But yeah, man, it's super exciting. I'm excited to get the plant stuff going. Even got the front of the house ready. We got these garden beds in the front, but not for gardening, but more for flower. So flower beds in the front. So got those turned over, cleaned up, put some fresh soil on top. There's these like garden big barrel buckets that we have in the front as well. So clean those up. So Alana's ready to go shopping, go to Menards and pick up some bulbs and some new seeds to throw in there to kind of pretty up the front a little bit, throw some flowers out around. But yeah, man, it's super exciting. Spring, I think, is one of the best times. Fall is probably my next favorite. But yeah, it's nice to see the new plants coming along and coming out.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's a lot of work. So people do it, enjoy it, man. But it's not my thing.
Right, right. No, it is a lot of work. I mean, even for myself, it's a lot. But luckily, Alana enjoys it as well. So we kind of double team it and take care of it. To be quite honest, she probably does the bulk of it. But yeah, I help out every now and then. I do the heavy shovel stuff, Andy. She does the cleaning and stuff like that. But yeah, man, it's super fun. I really enjoy it, and I can't wait to get into it this year. Maybe another 2 weeks. I think they say usually like around Memorial Day weekend, it's pretty safe to start planting where you don't drop below the frost temperature. So
Right.
So yeah, a couple more weeks and we'll get that bad boy going, man. Um, Next thing I want to talk about, man, I watched the Robocop remake, man. Now that movie, man, I watched it once before when it first came out. Not in the theater kind of thing, but I did watch it back when it came out. Rewatched it, was excited because I kind of remember it being half decent. Damn, dude, I don't know if you've seen this, no, Andy. But man, it's not that good. The movie has a lot of big actors in it, but yeah, man, it doesn't really hold up. At least not the way I remember the first time I watched it. Was this a movie you watched, Andy?
Is this the one that was made like less than 10 years ago?
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
no, I heard about it. I did see some of the reviews. Um, they weren't too great. And then to top it off, it was I don't know. I saw the trailer. I wasn't feeling it. And then I think they even changed the cop's name, right? They don't like it's not Murphy or something else. Or
No,
is
you're
that the case?
you're thinking about the lady, the lady cop. They recasted her, and it's a black guy that plays I forget the name of the character, but yeah, the character of the lady friend of RoboCop in the original, it's recasted. So yeah, it it just wasn't that good, man. I watched it, and even Alana was watching it with me because usually we alternate on the movies that we're gonna pick. And when we were watching it, like an hour into it, I told Alana, I'm like, man, this is kind of bad. I don't know. It didn't do terrible in the box office. Just googling right here, Wikipedia, 100 million budget, and it came out with 242, so it doubled its money. I know that's what the kind of baseline people are looking to double their money in investments in movies and stuff. But yeah, man, Samuel L. Jackson, Michael Keaton was in it. There was some big.
Michael Keaton?
Yeah, Michael Keaton. Yeah, he plays like the evil CEO, that the genius that, kind of like the Elon Musk kind of character.
Who's the guy, the doctor? I'll buy that for $1. Who replaced him?
Oh no, he wasn't on there. That would have been sweet. But yeah, Noel, did you ever watch the RoboCop remake?
I want to say I did. It looks like it came out in 2014, so it's been a minute. I don't really remember much about it, but I want to say I did watch it.
Yeah, no, like I was saying earlier, it's just really not that good of a movie. I wish it was better. I wish it was better, to be honest. But uh, it's on the back of watching. I didn't put it in my notes, but I also watched Total Recall, the remake, and that one was slightly better than this, but even that wasn't that great, not to the original Arnold Schwarzenegger. So yeah, these two remakes didn't really hold up.
But you gotta admit, then watching like remakes now, it's a challenge, right? Because you don't know what's gonna happen or what they're doing or how much they change it up. And their track record for the remakes the last 10, 15 years haven't really been the best.
Yeah, for sure, man. It is definitely a gamble. Sometimes they're better, sometimes they're good, but even in video game land, when they do remakes, that's also sometimes a bit of a gamble. The purists out there, they don't like it. They don't want their original memories sullied and changed. So yeah, it's kind of difficult. But sometimes it's an easy thing to try to do, especially if it was really beloved.
Well, yeah, the Robocop thing about it, they never did anything since the late '80s. It had a cartoon, late '80s, early '90s, and it had the TV show. But at least it stayed to the premise of the movie, and then nothing after that. And then you make all these remakes now, and they change it up, and none of them have been good. And look at Disney right now with what they went through with Snow White and all those live action stuff. And then I remember the first one where they really changed it up was the Terminator when they brought back Sarah Connor, and then they did all that goofy shit. And then like I was just like, I'm not into this. Like I can wait. Maybe if it's on TV or something, I'll watch it. But that got panned, and people are like, "Oh, you guys just don't understand," and all this other. They're blaming basically the viewer or the fan, and um, it's been hard. Like what I'm waiting, two things. They're making King of the Hill. They're bringing it back. It's going to be a sequel. They're going to update it for today's audience. You know, Bobby's going to be like 21, and Hank is older. Like, part of me is like, they shouldn't bring it back. Like, leave it as it is, because with all today's time and all this other like, what are they gonna do? I already read that there is a character that was a kid that he it's like a transgender person, and like I'm just like, well, there you go. And then you're gonna review like all this other stuff, and then like they brought back Clone High. I don't know if you remember that show. It was on MTV. Max brought it back, and then it got canceled after one season because they didn't bring one of the most beloved characters from the original show when it aired in MTV. They didn't bring back Gandhi because it was a person of color, and they thought it would be racist. And then they were just parodying themselves from the season, from the original airing, and it's just like people just shit on it big time, and that didn't work because they updated it too much. So that's the problem. And sometimes I'm starting to think things should just be left and stuck where they're from.
Yeah, for sure, man. It's definitely difficult at times, so it's really tricky. Hey, something else that I wanted to bring up. I don't know if you guys noticed or saw. It was just a day or so it came out, the news, but GTA got delayed until May.
Yeah.
I don't know if you were aware, but it was supposed to come out at the end of the year. They never gave a definitive date, but they were talking about it was kind of looking like October, November kind of thing, kind of before the Christmas rush. But yeah, man, it just got pushed back to May, and there's a lot of people that are upset, man. The fans are going nuts. They were really anticipating this. They were really excited to play it. It's been, 10 years in the making, more maybe, since it originally released, or at least the last one originally released on PlayStation 3. So yeah, it's kind of nutso. So I don't know if you guys were excited. I know I was kind of mildly excited. I probably wouldn't get it day one, with games being so expensive nowadays, but it was definitely something that I was interested in playing.
Yeah, and I also heard it was going to be around like $100 price tag for it,
Jesus.
and that might be just the base edition, dude. So
Dang.
imagine.
Yeah.
No, I saw the memes. I saw like GTA was trending, and I'm like, what the fuck's going on? And then I saw it got pushed out till May of next year, and well, I guess they missed the deadline. Like usually, like I'm always thinking like Black Friday, they have these sales for like the Christmas season. They always release those big games to just get people to buy them for Christmas. But someone did mention like this is yeah, it's been over a decade since the last GTA, and I'm like, damn, has it been that fucking long? Like, it seems like forever. I'm thinking about it, like, yeah, it's been a while since I played GTA. But I don't know. I don't even know what have they released much details? When's it taking place, or what are they doing? I mean, I don't know. I haven't. Like I said, I didn't even know they were making a new one.
Really? Yeah, no, it's kind of nuts right now. People are excited because it's going to be the next big leap. Like I mentioned, the last one came out in PlayStation 3, so all the tech was PlayStation 3. Now they did re-release it on PlayStation 4, kind of up-resed, and then they re-released it again for PlayStation 5 and up-resed it again. But there's only so much you could do with tech that was built for PlayStation 3. So people are really excited because this is being built for this generation of consoles. So you could just imagine the kind of leap that you're going to see. But very exciting, man. With all the new tech, social media, Twitter, or their version of Twitter is supposed to be a big portion of it, where there's supposed to be social media aspects to it. So,
Dude.
so it's going to be crazy.
I just remember all the texting from the old one. I'm like, man, fuck, this is like real life shit right here, man. Like, the one where you're playing the Russian guy or whatever, and I'm like, you had to go drinking with your cousin and pick up bitches, and they're all texting you. I'm like, this is a bit too real for me. Now you got to deal with social media and uploading shit. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, I mean that's what people want though, man. They want the
Really?
evolution. Well, I mean they want evolution to the game. I don't know about like the specifics on that, but they just want the game to be more deep, you know. Like
Mm-hmm.
the GTA 5, it's still people still play it now, you know. It's one of those things like it's a beloved franchise ever
Right.
since number 3.
It is, not to doubt. I think it is on the. It is up there. Like, it's definitely in the top 10 of all time. Even, I dare even say top five. It's up there with the greats because that's the game that brought me back to gaming. When I saw Danny playing it, I'm like, well, what the fuck are you playing? Like, why are you shooting her? Like, what's going on here? He's like, I can fuck too, and I'm like, what? I'm like, let me see. Holy shit! Like, I gotta get this. I gotta get this game in my PlayStation on. Yeah.
Yeah, very cool game, and very exciting. Hopefully, it comes out and doesn't get delayed again in May, but we'll have to see. Noel, let's jump over to you, man. Oh man, I see you watched Until Dawn. This is a movie that I want to go watch. Movie theaters are getting expensive nowadays. The cheap ticket is a $7 ticket. Is it worth it, or should I hold off and wait till it gets to video?
I would 100% hold off and wait until it gets to video.
Ah,
Yeah, it's not bad, right? It's acceptable. It's one of those movies that it's right now it's got a 6.0 out of 10 with about 8,000 votes for it. It came out on the day of my birthday and let's see here. It had a budget of 15 million, gross worldwide as of today, 21.9 million. So it didn't do very well in terms of money, and this is worldwide, so yeah, it's relatively unknown people in it. I don't really recognize any of them. It seems like they're all like relatively young and probably still starting out their careers. One girl in it was recognizable, and one cool thing, if you did play the original game, Peter Stormare reprises his role, so he's in it. That was cool. And the thing is, I didn't play the game, so this is like my first experience with the franchise or whatever. And um, yeah, I really like the concept though. I like the concept, and that's why I wanted to see it. And I was entertained. I will say that much. It was entertaining for sure. It's just not anything special. It's not like something that I'm gonna probably get physically. I got a bunch of physical horror movies, but I don't think this one's gonna make that cut. I'll probably still have it digitally, maybe or something. Find a way to get it, but it's just one of those movies that It's kind of formulaic a little bit. It's like every other, modern day horror movie, nothing special, but still worthy of watching though. I think you'll like it, especially because you know of the game and all that.
Yeah, no, for sure. I really dug the game. It's one of those that kind of choose your own adventure games, kind of like Quantic Dream style. But it's in a horror setting, so the whole time, there's a guy chasing you. There's no matter who dies, the story just keeps moving. So if you're playing the character at the time, because it's a group of 8 characters, let's say, I don't remember how big the group was, but it's about 8 of them. And as they get killed off or survive, the story just keeps going. So it was very cool at the time. Came out on PlayStation 4 and just got re-released again on PlayStation 5. But I haven't played that one. But the PlayStation 4 was definitely very cool. I really enjoyed it, and I was actually looking forward to the movie because it looked trippy. It looked like some kind of like Groundhog's thing.
Hmm.
I didn't really know the premise of it, but it looked different, but it looked modern. So I was excited to actually see it. So it's kind of disappointing. I guess I'll have to wait until it hits the Netflixes and whatnot.
Yeah, no, more than likely it'll be on streaming sooner than later. I don't think it's going to be in theaters much longer, to be honest with you. Especially with the movie theaters the way they are now. Some of the movies that I actually enjoy, they get rid of it after like 2, 3 weeks, which is a kind of a bummer. But um, it's a good enough movie to watch for sure. I don't think you're going to be disappointed watching it, especially because, like you mentioned, the Groundhog Day concept of it was really cool. And there's actually another movie series if you like that concept in a horror setting. It's called Happy Death Day, and then there's a sequel to that, Happy Death Day to You, with the number two. And so those are like kind of the similar, where they have like a time loop, like people die and then you have to reset and you have to like try to figure out how not to die. And so that's a cool concept that they used in Until Dawn as well. I liked it for that reason, that concept of the time loop. But it's just it really didn't leave me like wanting to see more of it. It's just like, all right, that's done, move on with my life, kind of thing. Whereas some of the other movies I've watched that are better, I would say those stick with me, and like it had like an impact. And
Yeah, for sure. Look, yeah, I just checked the Rotten Tomato, 53 percent. So yeah, it's not doing too good.
yeah, unfortunately, it's one of those, like I said, it's a one and done. You'll probably watch it and you'll enjoy it, but then a year from now you'll be like, oh yeah, I kind of remember, but you won't. Like you'll forget about it. It's one of those. But so yeah, when I went to the theater, I actually watched that and one of the theaters nearby my house, and it's a place that we went to like frequently. So it's been a while since I've been to the theater. I was like, let me check it out here. I ended up doing a double feature because so my birthday just recently passed by, and I want to like celebrate it. I haven't really done much for my birthday in like years, and I was like, "Ah, I just want to do something, anything really. Just so I was like, let me go to the theater. And there's two horror movies that I wanted to watch. Until Dawn was one of them. And the beautiful thing is that I went on a Friday and I went early in the morning. It was like actually it was in the morning. It was at noon. The first one was at 12. Um, and it was me and one other person in that room. So it was like I almost had the theater to myself. It was pretty nice. But that was the first of the movies. Actually, no, sorry, I take it back. That was the second movie I watched. The first one I watched was Sinners. Now, you guys ever heard of that one with Michael B. Jordan?
No,
I
I
saw
just
the
remember
trailer.
us talking about it.
I saw the trailer. It looked almost like a country or something. I don't know. I couldn't even really guess what the genre was. But yeah, I saw that Michael Jordan guy.
Yeah, dude, that movie I really liked. Like that one, I 100% recommend you watch that one in theaters. That one was very entertaining. A good story, good acting, production, audio, video, everything was good on it. The budget was there for sure, and it has vampires, man, and it has vampires in like kind of like Dusk Until Dawn type of style, where it's like the first half you're just getting character building. You don't even know where it's really going, but you enjoy it because the dialogue is good, the interactions are good. There's some action, like things are happening, right, and it's setting up the story. And then the second half, all hell breaks loose, just like Dusk Till Dawn, and it's just like yeah, it's a lot of blood, a lot of stuff, and it's vampires in like in all its glory, So it's very entertaining, man. 100% recommend that one. It's got an 8.1 right now and then that's 72,000 votes, 8.1 out of 10. It budget was 90 million and gross worldwide is 207.2 million. So it over doubled its money right now. And Michael B. Jordan, this is like I knew it was a good movie when I saw that he was able to pull off playing two characters, two separate characters that are twins. I've seen multiple movies where actors do that, and I generally don't like it. I think like most of the time when they do those, it's the CGI and like the way they make it. It's very obvious, like it was like split together, spliced together, and it's like it just didn't look authentic and it felt weird. But this one, it almost feels like Michael B. Jordan has a twin and he was acting in this movie as well. That's what it felt like. So it felt like two distinct people, especially because they dress differently. For being twins, one wears blue, one wears red, almost like a Mario and Luigi type of thing, except that instead of green, it's blue. And so
Sweet.
it's actually cool, like distinguished. They all have their both personalities. They have their mannerisms and all that stuff. And it's in the times of the blues era. So if you like blues music, it leans heavily into that old school crossroads, sell your soul to the devil for blues, talent type of vibe to it. So I got immersed in it, man. I got immersed with the whole thing, the drama, the music, the horror of the vampires, and it was just, man, I highly recommend it for anybody that likes horror movies. Give that one a watch, support it. It's rare that a horror movie does that well, like, and especially a vampire movie. So, yeah, yeah.
It sounds interesting with the vampire. I know I watched a vampire movie, the Morbius with Alana the other day, and I thought it was okay. I didn't really enjoy it that much, but she really dug it. She's like, "Yeah, I really like vampire movies." So maybe I'll have to give it a shot, see if she likes it.
Yeah, chicks dig vampires, man. That's
Oh, do they?
no, yeah. That's why for a while I was like all that vampire shit because it was driven towards women because uh, they like that. To me, it's yeah. I heard the Sinners. I know it's like it did really good and like people are talking about it, but yeah, I'm like. I mean, I know you guys like horror and stuff. I'm not that much into it, so I was just like, if it comes out on something, I'll check it out. Well, maybe one day. I can maybe watch Morbius. Then I heard that movie sucked.
Yeah.
The Joker playing that guy. Come on, man.
I know. Well, since it's in the Spider-Man universe, I'm like, let me check it out. I'm even pretty close to watching that time Spider-Man movie. What the heck is it called? That one is supposed to be terrible.
Did you watch Krang or what's the guy with the lion vest?
Oh no, I want to watch that too. Yeah.
What's it called? I can't even think of the name.
Craven.
Craven. There you go. Yeah.
Craven. Yeah.
That looked like kinda, but I'm just like it's gonna suck. It's Sony, so I'm good.
You know what? I actually watched that one, and I do think you'll probably like it. It's got a good amount of action to it, enough so that even my parents, who notoriously are against like superhero movies or any kind of sci-fi or fantastical stuff, they want it grounded in reality, and they watched this and they're like, "Damn, that's actually good!" Like they were intrigued to see more of it, and especially because Russell Crowe's in it, they're a fan of him. So
yeah, that one I do actually want to watch. Even though I heard it's not that great, but the one that I heard is really terrible. I just got the name right here, Madam Web. I heard that one is terrible, but for some reason I want to try to watch it. It's kind of like watching a really terrible B movie. I think it kind of falls into that category.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you're a movie masochist, yeah, get that one under your belt, man.
Right.
Yeah, there's a few, man, that I had to skip. After Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, like I started skipping some of these movies. The Madam Web I skipped, the Marvels I skipped. Some of these are just like, I don't know, just
Like
bland.
Thunderbolts kind of tanked this weekend, and
Hmm.
people were like, "Oh, it's the greatest Marvel," but nobody went to see it. So it making me good, but I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of checked out on comic book movies right now.
Yeah, they're just not anything special anymore. It like lost its magic, I think, after Endgame, pretty
Just too
much.
many, man. Yeah, it was just the market saturated, and along with Disney just cranking out shit on Disney Plus and Hulu, all these shows, and then the movies, and then it's just too much to follow. And I think people want to get back to standalone movies instead of like these major epic things where they're all connected, where you had to watch because it's kind of the first time it was done like that. So it was, but I think it's just people got tired of that.
The problem is with these businesses, the corporations, like they want mad revenue and they want to just
Yeah.
churn out more and more. Same thing with games. A lot of people are like, why do you have to put like $300 million in a game and take like 20 years to make it? It's like, make just some smaller, decent, good stuff that runs well and people will buy it. And people are talking about how the indie renaissance, the independent like games are going to be coming, like it's going to be their opportunity to shine with games getting more and more expensive and just taking longer to make. So we'll see how that plays out. But
Yeah,
um,
it's so about the money and how much you could get in return. And I think the odds say if it's action hero, Marvel or DC, your return is a lot better than if you get some love story or some period movie, and like it's still gonna cost you like 40 to 60 to make. That's on the cheap side, and your return is you'll be lucky to break even. And then you put it on some streaming thing, and in the past you would have like DVDs or something or rentals, and that market is completely gone.
yeah, it is. It's a unique time right now. All these just comic book movies just taking over everything pretty much. And Thunderbolts, I didn't even know it was out this weekend. It was not on my radar.
Mm-mm.
I'm checked out too on that stuff, man. But that is how it goes. Everybody wants to make their money, so they're gonna keep making this stuff, thinking that the people still want to watch them. But
One
eventually,
more, a real one. They just last weekend they had Revenge of the Sith. It was a 30 or 20-year anniversary. They re-released it in the theaters. Like, did anybody even know that? I didn't know about it till somebody at work told me about it.
I
And
only
I'm
know
like, you're
about it.
celebrating that movie? Like, that was probably the best one of the prequels, but not enough to go fucking watch it at a theater. Like, did you guys even know about that?
I only know about it when I was buying the tickets for the two movies that I watched. That's the only reason I know. I saw it in the
That's
list. I was like, what the hell? Like, that's weird.
Yeah, and that they're celebrating that, and like I'm like, who I like the prequels. I like I said, I think it's the best one, but I wouldn't go to the theater to watch it again. I got it on Blu-ray, DVD, and all this. Like, I think that was the last Star Wars movie at that time that didn't get released on VHS. So, so but yeah, think about it. I'm just like, nah, that's okay.
Yeah, no, it is concerning too that for movie theaters goers like that now with the TVs the way they are, they're getting better and better. Pretty soon, no one's gonna want to go to the theater because it's not gonna look as good as it is does at home, and then you can't pause it, you can't do what you got to do or take breaks and stuff. So I think the movie theater stuff is gonna start dwindling little more and more as the years go on, and I already see it. Like when I went to the theater. I was there for a double feature, and by the time the second one got done, it was like pretty much 5 p.m. on a Friday, and it was like still dead. I was like, I get it that people work and stuff, but I've gone throughout my life, to the movie theater, and Fridays when I was younger, it was popping all day, every day. Like
Right.
people were going there frequently. So I'm thinking, yeah, man, right now with streaming and OLED TVs, and then technology is getting better than OLED now, like mini LED and all this. I'm like, and then people have surround sound systems and all that stuff. Dude, it's gonna be to the point where no one's gonna want to go to the theater, and it's just gonna be released on streaming apps or
Right.
whatever. But It is what it is, man. They're all trying to make their money, and they're gonna do what they got to do, I guess. So we'll see. Maybe AI will help them, you know, elevate it to the next level. But so that's pretty much it, guys, for the week. There, we're gonna go ahead and transition over to the article of the week. All right, so we got an article here from NBC5 Chicago. It reads, bags of cash fell from a Brinks truck in suburban Chicago. Crowds of people stole 300K. The back door of the truck opened by unknown means, in quotes, in Oak Park, leading to 3 bags of U.S. currency falling out. So this was released just recently on April 25th, updated on the 29th. Bags of cash fell out of the Brink Security Company truck last weekend in Chicago suburb, resulting in approximately 300,000 being stolen. A complaint filed to the police said. The back door of the truck opened by unknown means. The incident happened while the driver was moving southbound on Austin Boulevard on Tuesday, the complaint read. Brinks noted that upon returning to the area, between 50 and 100 people were seen taking the money and fleeing. The total estimated amount lost was approximately 300,000, according to the company. A representative from the village of Oak Park said no one was in custody as of Friday. So, man, that's pretty wild. Could you imagine your good fortune if you like stumbled upon that? What would you guys do? Be honest.
I'll be on the street picking up the money.
Yo. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. I think if I ran across the money, I probably want to keep it, but I don't know. My guilty conscience would probably make me go take it back. But Andy, you used to work for there. If you lost money like that, does it come out of your ass or what happens?
No, yeah, someone's gonna get fired. So two things happened when I didn't work for Brinks. I worked for another armored car company. The back door. Uh, so it you have to
The driver opens it,
secure it.
right, or what?
No, you can open it, but it depends on the truck. It doesn't say. In the back, there was where you could keep a lot of the coin, and if you had a bigger truck, there was an actual like door that would open. Would you can see inside. There's no way to open it from the outside. I mean, you have to like pull it in and lock it, and it had like a mechanism. To me, it sounds like they didn't close it all the way, and then something happened and it flew open, or the one of the guy in the back opened it on accident, or he bumped into it, and that's how I got open and shit went flying out. It's one of those two reasons. It just unknown reasons. They're just covering their ass. It sounds like I think the guy in the back might have just accidentally opened it, or he didn't close it all the way properly, and the thing just flew open and when it hit a bump or something.
I thought for some reason maybe the driver has like a push button release, like he has
No,
to look and make sure everything is clear to let his partner into the truck, kind of thing, where he has like a mechanism to kind of open them up from the inside.
no. You have the one door where it's open. It's the side door. The back door, it can only be open with like a key or something that you would have. That's what I'm saying. Like you could open it from the inside. You gotta like lift the handle or something to that effect. And the outside it was only open by the door or by with the key. So that's what I'm saying. Something like that fucked up. I think someone fucked up. So definitely fucked up. And like, yeah, if that thing flew open, I mean, you're shit out of luck, dude. Because there's people just they're gonna come out of the work, just grab money and take away. We've seen it in movies, and I'm pretty sure that's what's gonna happen in real life. So I mean, I'm not shocked by that. The amount I'm shocked is 300K. So to me, that means what got lost was maybe the pickup money. When you pick up, they put them in these pouches, and which is smaller amount. Because when you take money to the banks and all that, it's packed differently. It's like a big pack of plastic. It's not like this pouch. So I'm assuming like they were picking up pouches, and then these people just grabbed the bags and took off. It has
Yeah,
like $1,000, $500, like depending on where you go. They split them up about smaller denominations for easier accounting.
What kind of money did you carry around? You had a casino pickup, right?
Yeah, I worked on the weekends. I had Saturday off, and on Sunday morning, I had my first stop was the casino out west, and I would pick up all the cash money, which was usually in this big black bag. It was probably like a million, 1.5 mil, what I was told. And then they had another bag of checks, which was kind of weird. I'm what you guys cashing checks over here when in like something like that, and that was like about another $2 million. And I would put them in like a two wheeler, like a dolly, and the cop the cop of that city would escort me to my truck, and then just people just be gawking at you like looking. Now you can see how everybody's minds racing, like how much money's in there as you walk towards your truck. Um, and then that's when it gets a little like, oh man, somebody's like, I could take them, and like you never know. So that was about the only time I'd freak out, and then in the currency exchanges on Fridays, we worked. I didn't have a route in Chicago because the currency exchanges were all in the corner in some rough areas, and I mean people go in there. That's where people who are poor didn't. That's where you did all your business, at the currency exchange. You pay bills, you cash checks, you buy money orders. Um, and I would go in there where, like, think about it, currency exchange in Chicago, on the west side of Chicago, with $60,000 to $80,000. This is early 2000s money. That's how much business they did on a Friday. Like people cashing checks and shit like that they needed. I'm imagining it's a lot more now if they're still around, but that's a lot of business that's done in the hood of those currency exchanges, and it was like family owned business. The currency exchanges, it was like two families owned like all the currency exchanges in like Cook County and western suburbs. It was like insane. Um, every once in a while, when I go renew my license, like the stickers for the plate, I go to the currency exchange, and yeah, it's crazy, dude. There's a ton of people in there at the end of the month still doing a lot of fucking businesses, paying bills, and when you go online and set up, if you got a checking account, you can do the auto pay and all this. No, they're still in there paying bills and getting plates and getting money orders, getting stamps, sending money. Is still a lot of businesses done that way.
Damn, man. I was gonna ask, when was the last time you guys have been into a currency exchange? But it sounds like you go at least yearly. What about you, Noel?
No, I don't really use that too much. So, yeah, no, it's just use my same bank all the time.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised to hear that you go in there, Andy.
Well, get the license plate. Then my wife's like, you could get it at the library. So the last time I went was the library, and they're like, we can't do it right now. I'm like, what? Like, you dumb librarian? What do you mean you can't fucking do it? And they're like, well, yeah, it's not letting me log in. And like, I'm like, this person doesn't. And then I'm like, this person doesn't know what the fuck they're doing. And then you could do it also when you get your admissions test. They saw the license stickers there now, but they fucking charge you too. And I'm just like they charge you like I forgot the handling fee. That's how I did it last time. But I was just like yeah, you're paying the convenience fee just to get it over with.
Right.
If you go to you go to Secretary of State, and we go on a Saturday, we're gonna be closed, or they close early. Go to currency exchange. We go in the morning or late afternoon. It's always busy, especially in low income areas, and so it's just like, fuck it, let's just do it now. There's only one person ahead of me. I'm gonna do it right now.
No, yeah, for sure, man. But yeah, getting back to the article, man, it's got to be nutso finding that money on the street. You just walking, and you just see a big commotion, and everybody kind of going into bags. Had it been a sight to see.
What's funny is
there's
no video on that. So I thought you would see videos of people just running and taking money. I haven't seen anything.
Yeah, you would figure there's like a Ring camera somewhere, but yeah, that would have been something cool to see.
I think if it was me and I was to get some money, I would need to have like a hat, glasses, something on, dude. There's no way I'm just gonna go expose myself because you got to imagine there's cameras like almost everywhere, man, nowadays, even ones we don't see. So who knows if they'll start tracking people down eventually.
Yeah, man. Just for yeah, there's cameras everywhere, so you got to think like that's what I'm saying. I'm shocked that you don't see video footage of any of this because there's fucking video footage of everything. I mean, even the Ring camera, the door, the home ones, and all this. Maybe people were smart enough not to record themselves, like, ah, look what I found, y'all, and they're just grabbing fucking money and running away. So, I'll scour the internet one more time before I give up and go back to watching my TikTok videos. But we want to thank you all for listening. Remember, you can follow Freeform Network on Facebook and X at Freeform Network. Send your questions and suggestions to ffnquestions@gmail.com. Hit us up there, reviews, likes, article, opinions, or videos of someone grabbing this money. We want to check it out. You can follow our webpage at freeformnetwork.podbean.com. There, you'll see us on all the platforms we're on. Whatever, how you listen to us, how you consume, like, subscribe, share. That helps us out immensely. As always, our numbers are growing on the Facebook page and the YouTube page. We can do better. That helps us out. So, like, subscribe, guys. For Freeform Radio, I got Danny.
Yes, sir, man. Getting a little hungry, but got a little more work to do before I can eat. But yeah, thank you all for showing up.
And then we got Noel.
Thank you all for joining us. Probably got to watch Matrix now that you mentioned all this AI stuff, Andy.
Yeah, believe me, it's still kind of relevant. So check it out, man. Let us know what you think. And this is all good, Andy. We want to thank you guys for listening and hope everybody had a good Easter. And we'll catch you all next time.
That was cool, Dad.